Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself. Right, folks, it is the next installment of Thursday Fry Up, and thank you so much to everyone who's already joining me here in the chat. And as you know, with this show, this is slightly different from the other ones that I do, because this is an eclectic mix. Which I think we all enjoy. In this show, of course, I do cover some of the HoGaLe questions that we weren't able to cover, on the Saturday, plus with, of course, updated current events. But also, this is where we can kind of get into those questions that are a little bit more off-piste, a little bit more avant-garde, or even a bit more international and stuff like that. And I know many of you have been enjoying that. So, you know, it's good fun. It's good fun for you guys, and it's also good fun for me as well. I really, really enjoy it. So before I start, please don't forget to, of course, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate those who have been showing their love and their support, and it's really helping my channel grow. So I really, really appreciate that. As you would have seen recently in videos, I've been talking about finances, haven't I? Looking at the US finances, and in my collab yesterday with Linda G and Andre. Gosh, wasn't that fun? That was so interesting, wasn't it? The different perspectives and stuff that we brought. But one of the things that we discussed was, of course, this horrific amount, this huge amount of debt on credit cards in America, which has topped 1 trillion for the first time at interest rates of just over 20% as well. And I just thought, gosh, a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are having a difficult time. So I will announce here again, as I did on the show yesterday. So just so you know, if you guys, I'm offering 20% off all of my consultations. All you have to do is put in Vedic, lowercase, when you come to the checkout. And how long am I doing that for? That's from August 30th, which was, of course, yesterday, up until September 5th. So it's a great opportunity. Many of you are going for it, by the way. So if you're going to do it, get stuck in before the time runs out. And it's just my little it's just difficult, isn't it? It's just difficult right now. And I think we all need as much help as we possibly can get. So if you're interested, of course, in love, in health, in career, finances, your future, general things, all of that stuff, it's all there. And of course, if you just go into the video description, there you can see my website. And in fact, I'll have to remember after the show to repost the details again. But basically, you go to the website and type in Vedic in the coupon section at the checkout. So there's that. So a little gift there for you guys. Right, let's get stuck in now. This is going to be we're going to be hopping around the globe quite a bit in this particular show. Of course, we're going to have the content, the American content as well, but there's a lot going on in other parts of the world, as you guys would well know. So the first question we're going to be kind of dealing with, someone was asking about the Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, a bit more explanation on that. Then we're going to go to USA, looking a bit at Jinny Thomas. And then we're going to be looking at North Korea, Volcano, and the question that came in. Then we're actually going to go to the UK. So for my UK British viewers, we've got a Suella Braverman question. And then what we got here, then we're going to be going to USA. We're going to be talking about Georgia and someone called Colton Moore. This will be a total cold read for me. I don't know anything about him. Apart from that, he seems like he's really dodgy. Aren't they all these days? Then we'll be going to India and talking about that moon landing. And I actually been wanting to talk about this for a little while. But, you know, when you're doing live shows, collaboration, it takes on an energy of its own, and sometimes the momentum can sweep one away from certain questions that you want to that I wanted to look at. So we'll be looking at India, and then we'll be finishing up with Mitch McConnel. My goodness. Right. So, as you know, and I forgot to actually read out some quotes last week. So here I'm reading from the book called The Funniest Quotations to Brighten Every Day. Yeah. And I'm going to read 3 in total, but I thought I'd read these first 2. And it's about enemies. Yeah, this is the section which is about enemies. And this, listen to this. So it says here, you have enemies? Good. That means you've stood up for something sometime in your life. Yeah. And that's come from Winston Churchill. Isn't that a great quote? I'll read it again. You have enemies? Good. That means you stood up for something sometime in your life. Winston Churchill. And the other one I want to quote is this. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. Yeah, and that's from Oscar Wilde. Isn't that interesting? I love that stuff. Right, let's say a few hellos in the comments because you guys are piling in, and then we're going to be dealing with the first question, which has come in from Roxanne M5745, which is talking about Venus retrograde. So people are saying hello. Who else do we have here? We got here we are. We've got NY Cayuga Ducks is here. Who else? Here we are. Aspiring Beam of Light. Thank you for joining. Hello from Washington State. Angela Locke, so nice to see you with all the love and the support. Oh, right, she says, great quotes. I have lots of enemies. That means there's lots of people to forgive, yeah? Who else do we have? Oh, Julie. Julie, so nice to see you. There we are, Julie's here. And many more. Lucy Phillips coming in from Colorado. And there's more and more. Salome is here as well. What's this here? What have you said? I'm avant-garde and international, but my cardigan isn't. And Annie Hamlet, what's this? I don't know. But, she's waving. Annie Hamlet. Right. So obviously more of you will come in. Let's have a quick slurp of water. So let's just cover some more of that ground in regards to, because as you know, you've heard me banging on now for weeks. Yeah, about all these planets being retrograde and stuff like that. Now we stand at the 31st of August. So for me, it's 31st of August, 2023, and it is 11:09 p.m. Obviously earlier for you guys in the States and later for those who are ahead of time. Now, just to cover a bit of ground, 6 planets retrograde. Yeah, you've been hearing me talk about that. 6 planets retrograde. Who are they? Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter will be retrograde on the 5th. Mercury will also be retrograde and Venus will be standing still. Yeah, Venus will be standing still. Mars will be direct. Yeah, he's the only planet going direct. And, well, Sun and Moon are always direct, so they're never retrograde. And Rahu and Ketu, the nodes of the moon, are always retrograde. They're never direct. So, you know, that's how that motion goes. Really, what is this all about? For me, the big thing here is Venus. Venus, because Venus only goes retrograde once every 2 years, approximately. And in her 8-year cycle, which she's just started again, by the way, she's starting a new 8-year cycle. At the end of that 8-year cycle, when you plot over all of her movements, it creates the pentagram. Or it's either 8 or 5 years, I forget which. But anyway, that's where that sacred image of the pentagram comes from and that flowery kind of look. Now, the last time that Venus did her recalibration, her rebirth and restart, was when a certain Duck L'Orange came down the escalator. Yes, can you believe it? So what that means is that period of time has essentially matured and we're going into a new period of time. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting, of course, for Duck L'Orange. Now, I wasn't meaning to talk about Trump, actually, but it just came to me. And that shows how profound a lot of these cycles are. In fact, some of the ancients would only use the movement of Venus to predict the future. Yeah, so you can predict a lot from Venus and what's going on with her. However, what is Venus all about? Venus is the planet of relationships. For men and women and all in between, she is the karka, the indicator of all types of relationships. Marriage, as well, committed relationships, casual relationships, and business. Yeah, relationships of all kinds. So Venus in the chart, you may not necessarily be in a romantic relationship, but you might be in a business partnership. Still counts. Yeah, we'll feel the same. We'll feel very much like a marriage. Yeah, really, a business partner really is kind of like a marriage when you think about it. When you think about it, you have to share everything. You have to, everything. Sometimes the business partnership can outlast many marriages. Seen that lots as well. So in terms of these retrogrades, we can always put RE in front of the word. So we can look at it as review, revise, reassess, recalibrate, etc. So what's been happening is, now you guys may have noticed this, but let me know in the comments. For those of you that are in relationships, either new or longer ones, many of my clients have been speaking about looking at their relationships and their marriages. I kid you not. Since Venus went retrograde, my goodness, there's just been a lot going on because people have had to reflect, reassess. Even a consultation, archetypal astro archetypes consultation I did for a client today, they were talking about precisely the same thing. And they had a huge argument with their partner, which has made them reassess the relationship. Now, I'm hoping it's going to work out for them. I think they're going to stay together. But nonetheless, they're not together at the moment, yeah? Because they're having this review, revise, and reassess. So that's how we can experience this Venus retrograde on that personal level. On the more mundane level, in terms of the collective, it means we're all looking at our relationships, but not just that, we're looking at what? Business and money as well. Venus, of course, also speaks to the economy as well. So let's not forget that she is a planet of finance, along with Saturn and along with Mercury, all of who are retrograde as well. She'll be standing still on the 5th. Jupiter is still direct on the 4th, going into the 5th, and Venus is retrograde. But once the 5th happens, they swap. Venus stands stationary direct, Jupiter goes retrograde. Jupiter is money and finance as well. Look what's been in the news, the BRICS, yeah, with their finance thing. And then that's why I was also as well talking about the debt as well, $1 trillion of debt now on credit cards and stuff, mainly due to what? The fallout of pandemic, people losing their jobs, etc. Everyone's had to what? Go to the credit. Anyway, I don't want to go over old ground too much. When Venus goes direct, assuming she turns up in the sky at the right time, yeah, because Venus has to turn up on time, be visible on time. If she's late by a day or two, that can actually speak to wider ramifications in the economy. But if she shows up on the 5th, bright in the sky, I'm trying to remember if she's going to be the evening star or the morning star, I forget, then that can be a more positive omen. Either way, irrespective of what happens with money, people should begin to see their relationships settle down, either because they've maybe decided to call it quits and they've moved on, or they've managed to sort out their entanglements and then they can move more smoothly forward because they've discussed everything. So I hope that makes sense for you, and I hope that was gave some information there. All right, let's see who else is here as well. Oh yes, yeah, I forgot I got a haircut. So Christy Cassidy saying, Hoagie's got a new do. Looking good, bro. Thank you. I know, here we are. You can actually see more of my face when I don't have this big bushy fro going on. Marjorie Lara is here as well. And Angela saying, great show. Thank you. Yes, great hair scalping. I know it's very short. It grows quickly, though. It grows quickly. Oh, yes. Salome saying, Mitch McConnel. Yeah, my gosh. Okay, so let's move on to the next subject of debate. So that was number one. Where's my pen, actually? Let me just scribble through, strike through. So, I like to stay precise and on time. If I could find where the first question is. Oh, here it is. All right, here we are. So now we're going to talk about Jinny Thomas. Oh, my God. Jinny Thomas. Let's get some tarot cards out for this character. Oh man, you know, I've said from the get-go that she used to be in a cult, you know. Jinny Thomas, I kid you not, used to be in a cult. Can't remember which one. I think it was something back in the 70s or 80s. And she even worked for a while, from what I understand, in helping save people who themselves were in cults once upon a time. Looks like she needs to go back to school on that one. Yeah, you reckon? I think she's had a relapse. Yeah, I think she's had a relapse. Someone asked me, will Jinny Thomas be indicted? Forgive me, I forgot to actually write down your email because I was eating at the cafe at the time, and sometimes the questions appear in different places. So let's ask about that. Will Jinny Thomas be indicted? And then we're going to ask Shakespeare his opinions on Jinny Thomas. Actually, where is Shakespeare? Here he is. We'll ask the bard. But let's have a pull. Let's pull some cards and see what is going on with this. Absolutely. Because, you know, as you guys know, she's managed to keep herself out of the fray, hasn't she? She's certainly not stupid. She's not stupid. And from what I've heard, she even had a bit of protection from, what's her face? The one, you know, the committee hearings. She was a bit at the star of the show, actually. Blonde hair. Liz Cheney. And I remember seeing something where Liz Cheney actually did a little bit of an intervention to protect Jinny Thomas. Some people might find that a little bit scandalous or a bit controversial, but no, I do remember reading up on that at the time and thinking, that's interesting. Let's not forget, obviously, we know Liz Cheney did a lot to stand up for justice and accountability and stuff like that. And America, and along with the rest of the panel, do owe her a debt on that in terms of standing up and helping and contributing to laying that groundwork. But let's not forget, she is still a conservative, and her father is, Dick Cheney's, still rather controversial, shall we say, and she's also made some very controversial moves. However, we can definitely say that she was one of the first and one of the few to call out Trump when it came into all of this insurrection and all of that kind of stuff. She blazed a trail. But anyway, this isn't about Liz Cheney. This is about Jinny Thomas. All right, Spirit. What can you tell us about Jinny Thomas? Let's pull the camera down and see what he has to say about this Machiavellian character. And that's just putting it politely. I don't want to cuss her out too much, but, you know, instrumental, shall we say, in a lot of the BS. Anyway, Jinny Thomas. Jinny Thomas, what's going on with her? She going to be indicted at some point? Obviously, married to the now infamous Clarence Thomas, who is essentially corrupt as sin. Oh, they both are, really. I think they do love each other, though. I'll give them that. Yeah. Joined at the hip in their dark endeavors. Ooh. Well. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. There we are. Jinny Thomas. She's not liking the options on the table at the moment. Here we are, 4 of Cups. Yeah, 4 of Cups. She's got this one, and there's one coming out the sky, and she still doesn't like it. So what this suggests is that she has options, but she doesn't like what they are. Now, we know, obviously, she's going to try and keep herself out of harm's way. Yeah, she's not stupid. So this could also be talking about Clarence Thomas as well. Either way, this is not a comfortable card per se, but it can also deal with reflection and meditation and pondering things. Yeah, so she's certainly pondering her time now, the past, the insurrection, and where the dice might fall in regards to her future. But she's not liking her options. Let's put it that way. What's the obstacle card? So in the 5-card spread, the second card can be considered the obstacle. And what do we have here? We have the smug merchant. Now, the way I interpret this is, I think this is very much, I think this speaks a lot to Jinny's arrogance. Yeah. And that kind of, with the smug merchant as well, can also describe a certain Trump. Yeah. Duck l'orange. But here, I think this is really talking about her support for the whole kind of thing. Remember, she, you know, apparently she's helped negotiate, coordinate, helped facilitate funding, certainly gave aid and comfort at the very least. So she's certainly an insurrectionist. But I think this is also speaking about her arrogance and also maybe the comfort of her position. Let's not forget, she's married to one of the chief justices. So I think this is her feeling almost what? Immune, above justice. Yeah. But look, in the middle of the reading, things aren't looking so hot now. She's got some choices to make here, and she's not, there's certain choices that she's potentially avoiding as well. The Two of Swords is, because you see the person's got the blindfold on. Yeah, you can see they've got on the blindfold. So this can also mean about avoiding decisions. So there might be something going on in her life where she's trying to avoid or delay or potentially ignore something pressing that she should probably be paying more attention to. Obviously, I'm sure she's watching the cases with Duck l'orange and Georgia, you know, unfold with eagle eyes. But I think I get the sense that she's probably sitting a bit uneasy. Don't you reckon, folks? If we look here, the next card she gets is the Hermit card. So this is about going within, yeah, going within, reflecting, removing oneself from the public eye. You will have noticed we've hardly heard a peep out of her. Hardly heard a peep. Which in of itself is quite a smart thing. As we know, with Duck l'orange, he can't shut up, yeah? And he's constantly incriminating himself. I mean, obviously, his lawyers, it seems like they've found the gaffer tape from somewhere. They've managed to kind of gag him because he's not quite saying quite as much. But this is literally, I think, since the insurrection, and not just that, I think once she's realized, yeah, looking at the options on the table, things are getting a lot more serious. She's like, you know what? I need to keep stum. Yeah, keep stum. But look at her outcome card. I might pull some clarifiers on this. She gets the Ace of Cups. Ah, yeah. What is it with this woman? Do you remember the last time I pulled on her and I said, you know what, she's fine. Whatever it is, yeah, she's got this. I think it's that marriage. I think it's that Clarence Thomas thing. If we look here, though, this is about emotions, but also wish fulfillment as well, a sense of well-being and fulfillment and stuff like that. So what this suggests to me is that she is playing a very, very slow and quiet game, which is helping preserve her sense of emotional security and stuff like that. And this, of course, has held her in good stead so far. So let me pull some clarifiers on this to see if that Ace of Cups is as happy as it would suggest. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Honestly, she's got the luck of the devil, this woman, but let's just see if her luck changes. All right, 3 cards to clarify this Ace of Cups here for Jinny. Still emotions, though. That does speak a lot about emotions overflowing. So certainly lots being discussed when she's over the dinner table with the hubby. All right. Right, Spirit, what can I clarify this 3 of Cups? Is it joy and success? Or is it maybe a bit more troubling? Let's have a look. Get some clarifiers on this. Oh, look at this. She gets the Star card and the Queen. All right. All right, folks. Look what she gets. She gets the Star card, yeah? Which is obviously my star for America. So we see here, and this means like the universe has got your back. It means After a testing period of time, it means rejuvenation, resuscitation. Yeah, it's a very positive card. So look, we can see, like I said, she's got the luck of the devil, this woman. She's got the luck of the devil. Here's the Queen of Pentacles sitting there, you know, looking after the coin, holding the fort and making sure everything is stable. That's really what she's doing, probably giving comfort and support, of course, to Clarence Thomas and stuff like that. And she is looking at her yield, the seed sown, the results that have come out of this insurrection. But you see, look, this person is quietly pondering. Now, sometimes this card can refer to the spoilt harvest and stuff like that. But look, we got to understand, she's got the Star card and the Queen of Pentacles. So I think this is her reflecting on her insurrection legacy, no doubt with a quiet sense of smug satisfaction. But what she's going to do is she's going to keep herself, yeah, even though she's got choices to make. I feel like they're more private ones because the Hermit is a very private card. And she's just basically waiting to see what's going to happen. But I don't see her being flung in jail or indicted anytime soon. You never know. I could be wrong, and I would love to be wrong, of course, on this occasion. But she keeps getting good cards, and I just read the cards. As you know, I just read the cards. So that's Jinny Thomas. Oh, and I get Shakespeare's opinion as well. Honestly, she's got the luck of the devil, I tell you. All right, let's see. Let's see what the Bard has to say about Jinny Thomas. I may have asked before, but I think it's been a long time now. All right, what does the Bard have to say about Jinny? Oh. Oh, isn't that interesting? She got the same quote as Clarence Thomas, her husband. Wow. All right, I'll read this and I'll read the other page. So this is from Henry VI, part 2. So she got the same one as her husband, and I'll read the previous page. Thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art. So it's like, wow, she got the same one. But let's read the other one. So this is from the Merchant of Venice, and it says, when he is best, he is a little worse than a man, and when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. And that's from the Merchant of Venice. Wow. So I think obviously she got the same as her husband, but I think in a way this other quote individuates and actually kind of speaks more about her character. So I'll say that again. When he is a beast, when he is best, he is little worse than a man. And when he is worst, he is little better than a beast, from the Merchant of Venice. I think that speaks a lot, actually, in terms of the machinations of Jinny Thomas and how she presents as this sort of sane, rational person when we all know she's proper cray-cray. And not only that, the fact that she helped people after being in cults herself and has then relapsed into what? The MAGA cult, which is one of the biggest of all. I just think that's interesting. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And there's 330 of you with me this evening. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. As we know, there's tons of content out there. The whole world and his wife is doing videos. And you've decided to spend it with me. So I really appreciate that. Okay, let's read a few more what's going on in the comments, and then we'll move on to the next question. Let's see here. D Lamb is saying, forgive your enemies is my thought my whole life. I love Oscar Wilde as well. Yeah, he's great. Aspiring beam of light. Those quotes are good work mottos. Yes. Yeah. Gida, hi Hogarth. I'll be on London. Oh, on the 4th and 5th. Oh my goodness. I would have to try and catch up for a coffee or something like that. Drop me an email. Yeah, ping me an email. Did we talk about this before? You know, sometimes Sometimes, you know, I can be a little bit sketchy when it comes to emails. I'm improving. But yeah, if you're around 4th and 5th, try and think what I do. Anyway, drop me an email. Good to know that you'll be in London. And I love to meet up with clients and stuff like that when they happen to be passing through town. I don't say that enough, actually. I should talk about that more. So we've got a hello from Vancouver. David Duffy is giving us a hello from Palm Springs. And what else as well? Let's just see here. Oh, the chat reset. I scrolled down. Oh, right. Yeah, someone's saying, hi, Hoagie, I loved your show with Andre and Linda. Yeah, Gail. That was cool. We'll be doing that again, folks. We'll be doing that again. Watch this space. We'll let you know when we do some more. Okay, let's move on. So question number 3. Let's turn the page. Now we're going to go to North Korea, folks. We've not spoken about them for a while, have we? All right, so this question came in. This came in from Linda Boitier. She said, thank you for taking my question. A super volcano, only slightly smaller than Yellowstone, straddles the border between China and North Korea. I didn't know this. A super eruption at Mount Paektu will have global consequences. The idiot running North Korea has been testing nuclear weapons underground. Oh, and I forgot to press the rest of it. It stops there because there's a bit where you have to click to see the rest of the comment. But I remember she wanted me to read to see if this nuclear testing at the base of a volcano. I mean, the world is crazy, isn't it? What is going on with the leaders? No one seems to have a shred of sense. Well, maybe in India, it seems like, you know. I mean, who does that? You put underground test, nuclear tests at the base of a volcano. That's really intelligent, isn't it? Oh my God. So is Rocket Man gonna blow us all up? All right. So Spirit, what can you tell us about these tests at the base of the volcano? Is it something that we need to worry about? Or will it pass without incidents? Now, the cards we don't want to see are, of course, the Tower, yeah, or anything like the, I don't know, Knight of Swords, fiery cards. Yeah, we don't want to see fiery cards. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about this testing North Korea volcano? Is he going to trigger something? Little Rocket Man, little dumpling, or former dumpling, actually. He's not so podgy anymore, is he? All right, what can you tell us, Spirit? What is the dumpling doing? And will that trigger the volcano? I mean, of course, it would be disastrous for North Korea. I mean, it would just basically end them, and imagine the trouble it would cause in China as well, who are already having a lot to deal with. Let's have a look, see. Hopefully we've got calm, bland, boring cards. We don't want excitement on this question. Oh, there he is. Ah, thank goodness. All right. So we can see here the cards were quite calm. No Tower or anything like that, which would have been bleak. So here he is, Rocket Man, sitting there. It's all about his control. It's all about his power. It's about his wealth, and it is about his status. As we understand, pentacles aren't just about money, but they're also about values as well. So here he is, the king. Yeah, the king sitting on his throne in North Korea. Now, in regards to these testings and all of this kind of stuff, look at the obstacle card, or the other one. It's about walking away. So it's kind of like, have you noticed? We've not been talking about North Korea so much because it's almost like events and circumstances have overtaken things. And it's almost like him saber rattling and threatening the world, threatening with his missile launches. People just like, whatever. It's small beer, isn't it, in comparison to what is going on in Ukraine, what is going on in the rest of the world. We've got, you know, Niger, and I think Gabon has just had declared martial law and all of this stuff. There is so much bombastic stuff happening around the world. It's kind of, in a way, it's almost like the world has moved on from North Korea. People are like, North Korea, who? However, it looks like he's trying to move forward with things. I'm sure Kim Jong-un is thinking up of new plans of how we can catch the world's attention. Yeah, maybe he might try and launch something else or do some other thing. However, here he is standing here embattled. Yeah, this is the person standing there embattled. I think the domestic situation, of course, in North Korea is not that great. And then when we look at the outcome card, look, this is about pairing and partnerships. So it wouldn't surprise me if North Korea is going to try and move and maneuver itself to maybe join up with what? BRICS. Yeah. If Iran can join, I'm sure North Korea stands a chance. I mean, this is really going to be something, isn't it? There's quite a few characters here. So I think the way I interpret this, I think the missile testing is not getting him the same attention as it usually would, because there's so much going on in the world. He's going to need to move forward in some way and negotiate his tricky, navigate his tricky circumstances and try and strike new deals and partnerships with the rest of the world and maybe even the Korean people. So hopefully that volcano should be fine. Let's move on as well. Let's just see here. Let me scroll down, see what people are saying. So Sharon Donnelly is here. Bado Meiji. Oh, what's this? What's up with Saturn conjunct Uranus, folks who are now octogenarians and cannot retire or pass power onto the next generation? Well, there, in many ways, you've actually described it perfectly. And thank you so much, Bado Magi, for your question. What is Saturn? Saturn is the planet of maturity, yeah, longevity, perseverance, persistence. Uranus is the planet of sudden shocks and surprises and innovation, yeah, of all kinds. But it also deals a lot with castration as well. There's a lot of trauma associated as well with Uranus. So what you have here are those that see themselves as mavericks, Uranus, and going into the shadow of that, of not wanting to give up power and control, which is so much of what the shadow element of Saturn is. So you have these Uranian characters that are both iconoclasts and traditionalists that are kind of sewing everything up for everyone else, not wanting to give up their power, and they're prepared to use unconventional means to maintain it, even things like AI and other forms of technology and stuff like that. So that's how I would answer that question for those energies. All right, so let's see here. Now we're going to come to the UK. So for my UK viewers, hello there. And this question has come in from Norb 8071. So she says, hello, Suella Braverman, who is the UK's current Home Secretary. Suella Braverman has a very similar energy to MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene from the US. When will she be gone, and will she ever face the consequences of her awful actions? So for those of you that don't know, Suella Braverman is the, I think she's the Home Secretary, and she's been kind of doing these very kind of draconian policies in terms of wanting to send migrants that come over to the UK to Rwanda. And I just watched the show recently called Spitting Image, which is this very irreverent, very naughty British humor puppet show with these faces. And they had Suella Braverman in the show, and it was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And so let's see, we'll ask about Suella, and then we'll be on to question number 5 after this will be Georgia, USA. All right. Suella Braverman. Will she face... And as for Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh my God. Like I said, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she thinks she's Miley Cyrus. I'm telling you, she thinks she's Miley Cyrus of the political world, on a wrecking ball, swinging backwards and forwards. Not that I'm comparing the very talented Miley Cyrus to Marjorie Taylor Greene, it doesn't go that other way at all. She actually quite like Marley. She's got an amazing voice. My goodness. Anyway, digression. This is about Suella Braverman, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, absolute piece of work, an utter douchebag. But let's see what the cards say about Suella. Let's see. Stinky fish, how typical. Oh, looks like she's got some worries. Here she is, manipulating things. Oh, well. All right, here's the answer. Here she is, stinky fish. Yeah, now we know this is the Page of Cups. So pages are all about messages. And if you'll see here, there's a fish coming out the top. So this can mean unpleasant messages or something surprising or a bit strange. Yeah, so really, I think a lot of this is to do with her policies and some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth. Yeah. If we look here, though, she has been worrying quite a lot. Yeah, look, some sleepless nights here. Some worrying about the effect and the bad press she's getting for her policies. Yeah. So I think she's putting on a brave front when she's in public, yeah, trying to be all cocky and whatever. But people aren't really liking what she has to say. And privately, I think she's concerned at night. Nonetheless, when she's in public, she's going to try and come across as what? As the Queen of Wands. So this is her. Now, the Queen of Wands is about ceremonies. It's about bringing people together, community and stuff like that. Being like a great hostess and a social butterfly and all that stuff. And also a woman that's using her intuition. So I think she's, on one level, she's trying to project confidence, but then on another level as well, she's using her intuition. She might even be having a few nightmares at night, might be even going to a dream specialist. Anyway, she's going to carry on with her sharp policies, yeah, because we see another queen, yeah, the Queen of Swords. So this is about accurate judgment, sharpness, the law, and all of this kind of stuff. So I think she's going to keep sharpening her knives, as one would expect, and it's going to keep kind of pushing ahead in regards to matters around the law and all of these different kind of things. And her outcome card, look, she gets the victory card. Yeah, she gets the victory card. It could mean she may design better policy, or she may manipulate the law in some way to get what she wants. Either way, she's not giving up. And I don't see her going anywhere for now and being reprimanded. Well, you never know. I'd like to be wrong on that one, but that's not what the cards are saying. So she seems to be pretty secure for now. Sorry about that, but, you know, I can only read what is there. Right. Now we need to go to Georgia and talk about this guy called Colton Moore. I've got no idea who this guy is. I'm so sorry. Totally cold read. And we'll also ask what Shakespeare thinks of him as well. Why not? So, we've got 371 of you here. Here we are. So someone's saying, Sherry French, SCOTUS needs a total overhaul ASAP. Absolutely. Here in reply, I think, to Jinny Thomas, keeping her head down. Yes, she is. Oh, someone says here, Sharon says, maybe she has to plead guilty to stay out of prison. Perhaps. We'll have to see, but she may be able to avoid the whole thing. Yeah. She's very protected. She's very cunning. She's covered her tracks well. And of course, she's married. She's married to a chief justice. You know, he can give her all sorts of tips. I mean, those justices, my goodness. Let's see here. Marjorie Lara saying Jinny was in Iowa with 45 for a photo op. Oh, was she now? My God. She just can't help herself, can she? She used to literally be in the cult. She swapped one for another. Yeah. Went bigger and better this time. Crazy person. Let's see here. People don't want to upset the judge, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Another one's saying, thank you, Hogarth, for the fry up. Love it. And that's Spirit Readings 777. Oh, what's this? She was guilty, and I was in a chat. She asked everyone to come and left the link. Yes, she did it. I live in Canada. I was going, nor did her take her seriously. She was guilty. I was in a chat and she asked everyone to come and left the link. So are you talking about Jinny Thomas, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, oh, yes. Glenna is saying she has friends in high places. Yeah, she does. And as they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah. Someone else here saying as well that they like the haircut. Thank you, Juniper's Tarot and Magic. Right, let's talk about Georgia. Now, as we know, we've got this whole maelstrom going on. Fani Willis is just basically being a bit of a hero, really, isn't she? She's certainly earned her place in history. As we know, there's the total shenanigans and BS where they're going to try and somehow kind of bump her off the case, which is absolutely absurd. I mean, can you believe the absolute outrageousness of these people? If they were to succeed, which I'm not sure they will, but if they were able to succeed, do you know that would create a full-blown constitutional crisis in the USA? It really would. It would have to be a banana republic. And even it's just ridiculous trying to throw her off when she'd be in the middle of a trial. It's these people, they're just so disgusting. Anyway, so if anyone can tell me about Colton Moore. I know nothing about this person. Stone cold read. Let's see what the cards have to say. One thing I know is that he's probably a douchebag. That's a good chance, but I don't want to assume. Let's see what the cards have to say about this guy. Stone cold read, folks. All right. And don't forget, if you'd like a consultation with me, look in the link, put Vedic lowercase in the coupon section and you'll get 20% off all my readings. All right. Many of you have been coming for tarot as well, which I love doing as well. Love reading tarot for clients. All right. Colton Moore. All right. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, gets the Sun card. Sweet. Gee. Oh. Well. How interesting. All right. Very interesting. This guy is full of it. Yeah. I don't know him, but the sense I get is that he is full of it, mouthing off, look at me, blah, blah, blah. Because look, he gets the Sun card. Yeah. So this is really telling us what the reading is all about. So this seems like maybe a bombastic, maybe slightly over the top character, maybe overly confident character, but this suggests a person that wants to make a scene when they enter the room, likes being noticed, wants to be the center of attention, and feels like they're illuminating the whole place with their presence. That's the sense I get. But look at the obstacle card. Four of Wands, which we know when we're talking politics can also talk about what? The White House. So I think this person has some kind of ambitions for the White House or being a senator or wanting to be there in the upper echelons of government if he's not there already. Remember, I know nothing about this guy. I really don't. I don't have a clue. So you guys can let me know in the comments. But this is what this was suggest to me. But it's come in the obstacle position. So maybe he might not quite get that position that he's after. Why? Because it looks like he's a vicious little snipe. Yeah. Here, this is the Pages card. And remember, the Pages are young cards. They can also speak about immaturity as well. So this might be someone who might be immature with their words. Yeah, with their words. In fact, actually, someone was talking about that. He's shooting his mouth off. So anyway, so this can be the enemy in the camp. But this could be someone who's immature with their words or who talks a bigger game than they might be able to deliver, particularly when we're talking in a context of, politics and what a lot of this douchebaggery is about. However, look at the next two cards. We get the Eight of Cups. So look, I think he's going to make a big show of it, try and make a big hoopla and noise like, look at me. Yeah, I'm the big honcho, blah, blah, blah. But he may have to walk away, or it could be that his attitude, potential arrogance. Now, we know the Sun card is a positive card, but when we're talking about these people, we know this is obviously the negative aspects of the Sun, most likely. So it could be either he has to walk away or people walk away from him. Yeah, maybe he might gone a bridge too far. He might have overstepped the mark in some way, which has maybe turned people off. That's what I suspect, particularly as the outcome card, and that was the 8 of Cups. The outcome card is the 6 of Swords, which of course means moving for smoother waters, moving, you know, wanting to get a change, get away from things. So it seems like the early cards seem to be, this is someone who's maybe overconfident, maybe a bit bombastic, who has ambitions for security and high office, wants to reach a benchmark, a landmark, either things to do with the White House or the Senate, but because it's in the obstacle position, it suggests he may be foiled in that ambition because of the things that come out of his mouth and his attitude, which may be turning off voters. They might be walking away from him. And if they do, he himself might have to move on. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I wish I knew more about him, but I was so busy with consultations and stuff like that today and setting up other stuff. And, you know, I just didn't have a chance to look at him. So let me know in the comments if that was close, if that resonated with what you know about this guy. All right. Let's get to question 6. Now we're going to India. Yeah, we're going to talk about India, and then we're going to end on Mitch McConnell. Oh, man. Anyway, tragic. Anyway, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Now, this question has come in from Lucy Clare. Has anyone read on the impact of India? Let me just make sure I'm actually in picture. Has anyone read on the impact of the India moon landing and how it will impact its status in world affairs, especially in the wake of China and Russia's loss of stability? Now, that is a great question because some of you may or may not know, but for those that don't know, India recently landed a satellite on the moon. I think China did it last year, didn't it? Late last year, they got on there and they're going to try and use some beaming power and what have you. But India is there. Russia tried to land on the moon, but their satellite blew up before impact, before it could touch that. Or it crashed. I think it crashed on impact or something like that. But India triumphed. Now, India is a dark horse. I mean, we have to watch out. Well, not watch out in the negative sense. I mean, dark horse in the sense of that I think they're very well positioned for future influence, further influence in the world. You would remember maybe in one of the HoGaLes weeks ago now, where we were asking about India and they got the Empress card and the Emperor card. Divine masculine, divine feminine together. Yeah, powerful. So I think India is going to balance the two. Yeah, the masculine energies and the feminine energies for global influence. They've just landed on the moon. Now, look, there is the question. UK is still sending aid to India. So some people quite rightly, I think, have been asking, well, why are we sending aid to a country where they have nuclear weapons and they're landing such and such on the moon? Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're in much of a hurry for certain things. But, you know, India is a vast and huge country. But I think this kind of third world status of India, I think it has to stop. Yeah, I think is a bit of a pejorative because it's not true. Yeah, they have a whole nuclear weapons system, fully functioning army, biggest democracy in the world, and they have now successfully landed on the moon. So I think we need to evolve. I'm sure most people have, but I'm just saying in the collective how you'll notice legacy media or certain perceptions that have persisted about India no longer hold as true as they did before. They're a rising power in the world. They have a young and intelligent population, very well trained, and as we know, so many call centers and all this various different stuff. But it's not just that. People in IT, engineering, all of this stuff. You know, India really does have a bright future. But let's pull some cards here. Let's pull some cards. What's the future of India? Then we're going to wrap up with Mitch McConnell. Oh, I realized I forgot to ask Shakespeare about this guy in Georgia. So I'll do that. Let's just pull these cards for India. All right, let's go. Let's see with the bard. Let's see here. Let's just put this up because I always like to close my eyes. Let's see. What does the bard think of that guy I just read on? What was he called again? Colton Moore. What's the bard have to say about Colton Moore? Oh, wow. All right. This is from King Lear. Yeah, this is what the bard has to say about Colton Moore. Remember, this was a stone cold read. I don't know anything about him. From the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy foot, a most toad spotter traitor. Oh, yeah, from King Lear. From the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy foot, a most toad spotter traitor. Wow. And from the other page, I'll read from this one, which is from Henry V. Thou art sick in the world's regard, wretched and low, a poor, unminded outlaw sneaking home. Oof! I have a feeling that might be the one that really describes. Let me know what you think in the thoughts, peeps. Right, back to India. All right, there we go. Well. Well, this is interesting. Oh, this is a bit more sophisticated than I thought it would be. It's not kind of quite full steam ahead as I would have thought. Here, 7 of Cups. So this is really what the whole reading is about. So this is a card of illusions and delusions. Yeah, stuff like that. Illusions, delusions, unrealistic expectations. But it does also as well speak about choices. So it suggests that India has a lot of options on the table. They're being said to kind of be playing both sides in terms of India and Russia. They're, of course, a member of BRICS. But there might be an element here of unrealistic expectations, or maybe some of the ambitions that they have may not be fully actionable. But either way, they do have lots of options on the table. We look at the second card, which is the obstacle position, the happy family. Now, when we talking about politics and stuff like that, this can often mean the kind of unhappy family or faking it. But this time it's genuinely turned up in the second position. So I think what this is talking about is that India might have its ambitions moving forward, but are they taking everyone with them? There are still huge issues around poverty and stuff like that. And of course, issues too with corruption. So there could be an element here where the government is pondering its choices, but it may not necessarily be taking everyone along with it in terms of the whole populace of India, moving everyone forward. That's how I interpret that. I think this is Narendra Modi here, which is the Indian Prime Minister. King of Wands, yeah, and Wands is all about energy, passion. This is the guy as well, which is a very entrepreneurial energy, and you'll see here the little salamander, which deals with going through the fires and rebirth and stuff like that. So I think Narendra is definitely has ambitions to develop India's future, and he's making his choices, but some of them could be potentially maybe a bit over ambitious. And the reason why I say that is because if we look here, we've got a major arcana card here, and it is the Hanged Man. Oh, there's over 400 of you now. Thank you so much for joining me. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that stuff. It really helps the channel, really does. And if you find this interesting, please show your love and support, which many of you have. Thank you. Now, here we have the Hanged Man. So we understand this can mean what? Pausing, reflection. Obviously, it's not a fast card. So it could be that maybe some of the ambitions and ideas that India has about itself, particularly in regards to its population and Narendra Modi and his ambitions, they may be thwarted or frustrated for a while. Yeah. So maybe the BRICS thing, maybe it is not so quite exciting. Well, exciting is not the right word. But look, this also means a change of perspective as well. However, in regards to what? We see here the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about planning, prospecting, looking out into the world. You can see here, literally, this is him looking at the world, and he's looking at the oceans and the sea. So this is also about what? Trade, goods, services. So I think India may have to pause and reflect, see how the global economy performs, perhaps, while they diligently hatch their plans and think of how they're going to perform on the world stage. So I'm still feeling overall quite positive about India, but it may not be quite as quick as they think. But nonetheless, their esteem on the world stage, I would say, has gone up, because obviously they've landed on the moon and all of this kind of stuff. And just by sheer geography, or rather population, and an educated population broadly, or they can provide highly technical people. The education system is robust on many levels. Not for everyone, of course, those that can afford it. It's immensely competitive in terms of academia and stuff. And many Indian people live and work in the UK, come to UK universities, and many of their students are exceptional, because they're competing with 1.4 billion back home. So you can imagine you really have to be the best of the best to do well, or rich. Yeah. And it's often both. Anyway, let's talk about Mitch McConnell. Oh my goodness. You guys remember the first time he froze, yeah? Which was quite upsetting. Did you see the other one? Oh my gosh. I think he was just like blank, holding on to the lectern, yeah? Holding on to the lectern for dear life. And you have these assistants that saying, you know, can you hear the question? Can you hear the, you know, just speaking to him louder and all of this kind of stuff. This man is clearly on his last legs in some shape or form. He should be resting. When we pulled cards on Mitch in the collab with Andre and Linda, it became very clear that he's sticking around for the money. But this is really, this is just too much. It's craven. I think it's desperate, and I think it's sad, and I think it's also dangerous as well. Seeing someone so frail, look, I'm no big fan of Mitch McConnell. I don't think any of us are really. But seeing this person so clearly deteriorating in front of our eyes, in front of the world, it's just kind of, it kind of revolts me. I think it's very sad, and it's very craven, and he needs to stop. He needs to stop, because I think he might actually die on camera, yeah, at this rate. But let's see what the cards have to say, and then we'll wrap the show. All right, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. Oh dear, old turtle face, yeah, struggling. All right, what do the cards have to say about Mitch McConnell? Wow. Look at that, 7 of Pentacles again. All right, folks. Just over 400 of you here now. All right. What is this all about? Yeah, it's about his vitality. It's about his energy. Yeah, he wants a fertile new beginning. Yeah, this is sort of like his attitude in his mind, a fertile new beginning. Yeah, I mean, he certainly can't fertilize anything. Let's just put it that way. Sorry about that, but that's only how the words will come out. So in a sense, they're trying to present him, yeah, as this kind of vigorous, upstanding man and stuff like that. And it's just not working. Why? The sword of truth is here. Yeah. as much as they're trying to present, oh yes, he's there and he's going to keep running for the next one, you know, Mitch is going to keep going till 2025 or 2026, whenever it is. Yeah, really. Yeah, the sword of truth is here for everyone to see. 2 aces. Yeah. So, and this is in the obstacle position. So this is what the inconvenient truth is, naked to all. It's time for him to ponder his retirement. I mean, really, and I'm not being ageist here when I said that. This guy is practically having strokes on live television, yeah, or synapses. I don't know what they call it, but it's not right, yeah. So really, it's time for Mitch to ponder his legacy and the seeds that he's sown, yeah. He probably still feels like he has work to do, yeah. He wants to keep sowing seeds, but maybe this is a time now for reflection and pondering what has been done in the past and the yield of his harvest, because I don't think he can dig anymore. He still feels like he's got secrets and tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, here we are, Queen of Cups, yeah, which is sitting there. But this is also talking about emotions as well. This could also be reference as well to his wife. But really, I think this is Mitch, who still feels he's got skin in the game. Yeah, he's still got skin in the game, but it also shows he's got his secrets as well. Remember when he was elected, he really wasn't very popular at all, and he managed to kind of get through. But look at the outcome card. Look, I think it says it all. Yeah, heartache. Yeah, disappointment, sadness. Yeah, I mean, the way I framed the question, how did I ask it? It was, will Mitch McConnell last another week or retire? Yeah. I mean, he's barely struggled to last the week at the moment. Look, maybe the heart might give out. Look, I don't want to speculate too much about his ending, but this is the second time that the guy's basically had a near-death experience live on television, pretty much. And this card here doesn't seem to bode well. So I don't think he will be able to carry on much longer. He will either be forced to retire, or he'll retire himself, or it will be yeah, curtains. At this rate, let me just get that card back. At this rate, if he keeps going, we might see him, you know what, on live on camera. I think he's, look, there's 3 swords here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So he's had 2 strikes. Yeah, 3rd strike, you're out. That's how I'm interpreting that. So he really needs to watch out. He's in the danger zone here. Anyway, let's finish up with a quote. And here, so this one I really, really like. And it says, and this is quite apt, I think. I did not attend his funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. And that's from Mark Twain. Yeah, so I think I give Mark Twain the last word on that one there, especially in regards to Mitch McConnell. Thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed the show. 423 of you in the end here, so thanks so much. Thanks as well for joining me as well in the comments and donations if you donated, and for supporting the channel. Please, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget 20% off all my consultations. I've lost the bloody ticket now. You'll see, I'll put it in the doodahs, the video description, but you essentially write Vedic, VEDIC, lowercase, in the coupon section, and you'll get discounts there just to help people out, particularly in these challenging times. And that will be up until 5th of September. So you've got a little while yet. Many people are booking those, so get in quick. Yeah, get in quick before it all moves on, because I'm not sure when the next one will be. I will leave it there. Much love, everyone, and I'm so glad you like this format, definitely, with all this eclectic mix. And I will leave it there. The hour has gone already, and I'm already over. So bye-bye for now, and I will see you guys on HoGaLe on Saturday. And of course, I'll announce it in the usual way, and we can put your questions in. All right. Much love. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.